Cholesterol, good or bad?
Good morning, boys and girls. So I'm going to just continue our conversation as I did last week on cholesterol. I did a video last week comparing statins, which is the go-to prescription med for lowering LDL bad cholesterol and increasing HDL. And then I compared statins, the kind of prescription go-to, to polycosanol, a plant-based alternative. Watch the video back, but statins basically run along the same pathway and inhibit the production of an enzyme called CoQ10, which is really important for heart health, cardio health, energy metabolism. That's why people on statins often get the side effect of fatigue and muscle soreness and pain. Polycosanol doesn't do that. It's a much more subtle and natural mechanism. So with cholesterol, I've had this from the blood feedback recently. Had a chap come in and he had the most comprehensive panel, so 72 biomarkers, and then the only thing that was flagged really was cholesterol. So what is cholesterol? Okay, your body needs cholesterol. It is a fat, kind of waxy fat, and your body does need cholesterol. It's not all bad. Does need cholesterol for DNA synthesis, for production of vitamin D, energy metabolism. So it has lots of positive functions in the body. If you get your bloods done, if you look at your cholesterol levels, you've got total cholesterol, your ratio, LDL, HDL, oxidized LDL, ApoA, ApoB, triglyceride score, something called lipoprotein A, which is a genetic marker of kind of cholesterol inheritance. Cholesterol can be quite heavily genetically linked. LDL, you've got LDL and HDL. They're the main things I'm going to talk about, hopefully quickly. HDL, think of H, happy. HDL is good cholesterol. LDL is bad cholesterol. LDL is linked to a marker called ApoB. Get that right, it's ApoA and ApoB. LDL is linked to ApoB. Okay, so LDL is a bad cholesterol. ApoB is the particle which carries cholesterol in the body. HDL, good cholesterol. ApoA is the particle that carries HDL, good cholesterol in the body. So cholesterol is produced about 70-80% in the liver and then can be transported around the body. 20 to 30% then is made up through food intake, through diet. So cholesterol about 70-80%, liver production 20-30% through the diet. So mostly cholesterol is produced in the body and the liver. LDL then transports cholesterol from the liver into the body where it gets used. HDL transports cholesterol out of the body, out of the bloodstream, back to the liver where it gets metabolized, sent to the gut and exits the body. So if your LDL is high, that means a lot of cholesterol is being transported from the liver into the bloodstream, which is fine to a point. Your body needs cholesterol. But if you've got too much LDL, too much cholesterol is transported into the blood, the same as sugar, glycation, I'll mention in a minute, then you have an excess of cholesterol in the bloodstream. What happens then? It can attach to the arterial walls, develop as plaque, then the arterial walls narrow, and that's when you get issues with blood flow and cardiovascular issues. HDL transports it out, so you really want it to be transported out of the bloodstream, the liver, metabolized, gut, out of the body. Okay, so we really want low LDL and high HDL. Glycation is linked to cholesterol. So glycation is basically from glucose, an excess of glucose in the blood. And when you have an excess of glucose in the blood, it can affect those cholesterol molecules, cause oxidation, inflammation, and it then sort of denatures those cholesterol molecules and makes them more likely to develop into arterial plaque. Okay, so there's a link between fat and refined sugar, they're carbohydrates, glucose. There's a link between their cholesterol and glycation. So things you can do to reduce cholesterol. Liver function is really important. So we want to link all these things to liver function because 78% of cholesterol is produced in the liver. So if your liver function scores are better, if your liver function health is better, that's going to help with cholesterol management and metabolism. Reduce saturated fats in your diet. So a lot of cholesterol is linked to saturated fat. Increase your fiber, soluble fiber in particular. It's one of the ways cholesterol and other waste products are transported out of the body. They're attached to fiber, soluble fiber, and then they exit the body. So reduce saturated fat, increase soluble fiber, and the main points Mark and I always say, you've got to really crack your sleep recovery exercise and diet. Those are the big things. Supplement wise, oh my goodness, 5 minutes already, I'm so sorry. Supplement wise, I spoke about polycostinol earlier. As someone like a liver support is really good. Anytime you can support your liver health, that's going to support the metabolism, things like cholesterol. Also, what did I discover recently? SHGB, sex hormone binding globulin, which refers to the amount of bound testosterone in your body, is also produced in the liver. Okay, so we had someone come in, won't mention his name, who has just recently been moving towards kind of takeaways and more trans fats, hydrogenated fats, refined carbs and stuff like that. SHGB was quite high, so through diet management, didn't need any supplements, but through diet management, I think we can improve liver health, and that will then hopefully bring down your SHGB, which will then relatively increase your free testosterone in your body. So all these things are linked in. Also today we have on, it should have arrived yesterday, the grip strength, the dynamometer, I think that's how you say it. So we have one in store that goes up to 90 kg. I've ordered one that's coming in, should be today, come on Amazon, that goes up to 180. So there'll be a limited number of people that can even go over 90, myself included. But so we're going to have a little grip strength competition. I'll put a post out on that. If anyone's got any tips for the high rocks, I think I have somewhat inadvertently signed up for a high rocks at Winners in a couple of weeks. And my buddy, a really good friend of mine, Oliver Blocker, Mr. Oliver Blocker, he's a consultant. He's going to come down. We're doing it as a pairs, and we're going to try to have Ollie in the shop. If anyone wants to come in, speak to him, do a little Q&A. So he's practiced as a GP. He now practices as a orthopedic surgeon up in Wales. Absolute legend of a guy. I loves his training. I've trained with him, gym with him all my life, played American football with him. He's really clued up with everything to do with sport and functional medicine and stuff like that. So that's in a couple of weeks' time when the Hierarchy is on a Winners. Shout out to Winners. So if you want to pop in the shop then for a little Q&A, please do. Right, I'm going to stop there. 7.5 minutes. That's the video you didn't need, isn't it, everybody? Please remember to like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever it is. Have a good day, everyone. God bless the sun.